Oh, this is good. Come here and look, Judy and Jimmy.
Why, how dare you laugh at my jest?
I can't help it. Do you want to know what your mysterious inscription says?
Certainly. Read on.
Okay, you asked for it. Here goes. 1 pound hamburger, half a pound of Limburger cheese, 5 cents worth of onions.
He must have been blotted on somebody's shopping list.
I regret to inform your majesty that your magical inscription is just the makings of a Dutch lunch.
Oh, enough, enough. Your insults and laughter at our royal expense shall cost you dearly.
What do you mean?
Captain, summon the royal guard. Summon the royal executioner.
Executioner?
Conduct these insulters outside the gates.
Yes, Your Majesty.
And have them thrown into the immense inkwell.
Goodness gracious, that sounds bad for our friends, doesn't it? King Blotto III really means business, I'm afraid. It's hard to wait until next time to find out what's going to happen to Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear when the Royal Guard and the Royal Executioner take them to the immense inkwell. Well, Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear overtook the Crazy Quilt Dragon last time and cornered him on a cliff overlooking the Root Beer Ocean. But no amount of persuasion could make him hand over the Silver Star, which he had stolen. So nothing remained but to scare him, and scare him they did. And what did Crazy Quilt do but leap off the cliff and land kerslosh in the ocean? They rushed down to meet him as he came dripping through the root beer waves, only to discover that he had dropped the Silver Star when he jumped. It's lost again. Everyone is muchly disturbed, and Crazy Quilt is hanging his head.
This is a pretty kettle of halibuts, if I do say so myself.
You're a fine kind of a dragon. First you steal our silver star, and then you go and lose it.
Oh, me. Nothing but shame do I get. Shame to the left of me. Shame to the right of me.
You're extra bad, and you know it.
Now, Jimmy, don't be so mean to Crazy Quilt. He said he was sorry.
Ah, my gracious young lady, do I detect a note of sympathy in your sweet voice? Can it be possible you feel sorry for me?
Well, I didn't exactly say I was sorry for you. After all, it was very naughty of you to steal our star.
Don't try and pull any of that weepy stuff around here, Crazy Quilt. It won't work.
Oh, alas, for 10 centuries, maybe 11, the Crazy Quilt dragons have flourished with nary a blot on their scutcheon. Oh, to think that I must be the one to bring shame to our illustrious name.
Oh, there, Crazy Quilt. Don't feel so bad about it.
I must redeem myself. There's no 3 ways about it. I must.
Done enough already, you overstuffed villain.
That's what I say. You'd better scram before I say boo.
Oh, please. You know how that horrid word affects me.
Don't be so impolite, Jimmy. Let's see what Crazy Quilt has to say for
Oh,
himself.
thank you, my lovely one. Now, if you could all overlook my past offenses, I'd gladly help you look for the star.
Applesauce with raisins in it. Don't let him fool you, children.
I really have a good heart, you know. It's made out of red yarn, and it's big and true as true can be. Don't you think you could see your way clear to let me join up with your expedition? Huh? How's about it?
I don't know what to say, Crazy Quilt.
Well, I do. We don't trust you, Crazy Quilt, and that's that.
Good for you, Jimmy.
Oh, the shame of it all. Oh, agony.
Listen, what's that noise, Cinnamon Bear?
I wonder. Can you see anybody, Jimmy?
No.
Look, coming around that rock. Wow.
Jiminy crickets.
It's the Ingaboos. Run for your lives, everybody. See you later. Wow.
Oh, Crazy Quilt's jumped back into the ocean.
Why, look. Those Inkaboos are as flat as can be. They look like paper dolls.
Sure, paper dolls made out of blotting paper with faces drawn on them. Aren't they funny?
I don't know about that. They've got pens for spears, and they certainly are scowling all right.
Alto!
Oh, don't be silly. How can we halt when we're not moving?
Alto! I arrest you, whoever you be, in the name of His Majesty King Blotto III.
Wow.
Arrest us? For what? We haven't done anything.
Oh, but you have, definitely. Prisoners, all in.
We're not prisoners, and we won't fall in.
Better step along lively or get pricked by our spears.
Maybe we better do as they say. Those pens look plenty sharp.
Prisoners, forward march all.
This is an outrage. We haven't done a thing, and, well, we're not going to march. That's what.
That's just a sample. Now hurry up.
I sure wish I had my water fixer with me. I'd fix those Incaboos in a jiffy. I'd soak them up like anything.
I could fix them, too, if they didn't have those pesky spear pens. Bless my stuffings, but they're sharp.
Look, over there. It's a town.
Sure enough. And the houses are made of cardboard. You know, they're sort of wobbling in the breeze.
You know what, Jimmy? It looks just like that toy village we got for Christmas last year. See, the walls and the roofs are held together with cardboard flaps. And the windows don't have any glass at all.
And the grass we're walking on isn't really grass, it's paper.
Just like that green grass we always have in our Easter bunny nests.
You kind of suppose that beach we were on was made out of sandpaper?
That's very funny. I'd laugh the stuffing out of myself if I wasn't so worried about what these Incaboos are going to do with us.
Let's ask them and find out.
That's a good idea. Hey, you, Mr. Blotter.
What's
the matter?
Prisoner, you have uttered the greatest insult that can be insulted at a mighty Incaboo.
Why? Just because he called you a blotter?
If you value your skin, you stuffed monstrosity, never say that terrible word again.
Why, certainly, if it upsets you that much. But we'd sort of like to know what you're going to do with us.
In a few moments, you shall be ushered into the presence of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor of the Incaboos Incorporated, King Blotto III.
Ow.
Yeah, and what's King Blotto gonna do?
His Majesty will hear the accusations and pass judgment on you.
For what? We haven't hurt anybody.
I should say not.
That has nothing to do with the case, and King Blotto will punish you accordingly. Now, march all.
Ow.
Prisoners, you are about to enter the royal audience chamber. Bow your heads and keep them there until His Majesty speaks.
I'm afraid that's impossible for me. You see, my head is fastened on so it can move sideways, but not up and down.
Oh, this will never do. Everyone must show His Majesty the utmost respect.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just turn me head clean around so it's facing backwards. How is that?
A bit irregular, but it'll do. Guard, sound the royal falderall. Prisoners, forward march all, and keep your heads bowed.
Hope I don't stumble.
Me too.
With me head turned backwards, I haven't the slightest idea where I'm going.
Prisoners, alto. Your most unusually high highness, we bow in your mighty presence. Hail, King Blotto III.
Ow. More respect, please. You're not half enthusiastic enough.
Ow, and double wow.
That's better.
You may raise your heads now, prisoners.
Look, that's King Blotto sitting on an empty ink bottle.
What a funny king. Isn't he, Cinnamon Bear?
Wait till I get my head twisted around so I can see. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, what a sight.
Order.
Who are these things, Captain?
We're not things, we're people.
And very good people, I might add.
When we wish you to add, we'll tell you about it. Quiet. Proceed, Captain.
Your Majesty, we found them standing right on the boundary line of the Dominion of the Incaboos Incorporated. And what's more, they had their shoes on.
Oh. This is an offense, isn't it? By the way, what offense is it?
A violation of Ordinance Number 23 Skidoo, which prohibits foreigners from standing on an Incaboo boundary line with shoes on.
Oh, yes, so it does.
Well, how did we know it was against the law?
Yeah, we didn't see any boundary line. Where is it?
That's what I'd like to know. Where is it?
It's a secret.
Well, you can't very well arrest us for standing on something that we don't know where it is.
Ignorance of the law is 9/10 of something. And besides, you should have taken your shoes off. Then we wouldn't have bothered you.
Then that lets me out. I don't wear any shoes, so I couldn't very well take them off.
What? Then you're doubly guilty because you didn't have any shoes to take off.
But that's not fair. That law doesn't say anything like that.
Oh, my, so it doesn't. Well, we'll fix that. Where's my royal secretary?
Here, Your Majesty.
Take an amendment. Quote, people who don't have shoes to take off when they stand on an Incaboo boundary line are guilty of double treason and arsenic. I, King Blotto III, so will it. Unquote.
Oh, yes.
What do you intend to do with us now?
Well, I don't quite know. Something too terrible, I fancy. That is, unless you want to try and win your freedom.
Well, how can we do that?
I'll tell you. Ever since the Inkaboos were created, I have been king because of a mysterious, magical inscription I bear on my chest. See it?
Yes, I noticed it before. It's some kind of writing.
Indeed. Pretty, isn't it? And I'm the only Inkaboo that has such an inscription.
Oh, what's it say?
That, strangers, is exactly what we've never been able to find out. Wise men from all over the realm have tried for years to decipher it, but in vain. We know it's most important. So if you prisoners can tell us what it says, we'll allow you to leave unharmed.
I know what it is, Judy and Jimmy. It's writing that's been blotted on him from a piece of paper. It's just on backward, that's all. If I had a looking glass, I could read it off like nothing.
I have a little looking glass, Cinnamon Bear, right here in my sweater pocket.
Swell. Give it to him so we can get saved.
Here it is.
Well, strangers, will you attempt to save your lives?
Your Majesty, it has been revealed to me that I may make known to you and your subjects the inscriptions on your Majesty's person. Have I your permission to perform a bit of magic?
You have.
Very well. I approach your Majesty. I hold this magic eye to your chest. Now, looking glass, shining bright, read us what's within your sight. Hocus pocus, ishkabibble. Oh, this is good. Come here and look, Judy and Jimmy.
Why, how dare you laugh at my chest?
I can't help it. Do you want to know what your mysterious inscription says?
Certainly. Read on.
Okay, you asked for it. Here goes. 1 pound hamburger, half a pound of Limburger cheese, 5 cents worth of onions.
He must have been blotted on somebody's shopping list.
I regret to inform your Majesty that your magical inscription is just the makings of a Dutch lunch.
Oh, enough. Your insults and laughter at our royal expense shall cost you dearly.
What do you mean?
Captain, summon the royal guard. Summon the royal executioner.
Executioner?
Conduct these insulters outside the gates.
Yes, Your Majesty.
And have them thrown into the immense inkwell.
Goodness gracious, that sounds bad for our friends, doesn't it? King Blotto III really means business, I'm afraid. It's hard to wait until next time to find out what's going to happen to Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear when the Royal Guard and the Royal Executioner take them to the immense inkwell. Now let's see what's happening to our adventurous Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear. Last time we saw them, they had just barely escaped being thrown into the immense inkwell by the Inkaboos. Crazy Quilt Dragon arrived in the nick of time with scissor soldiers, who held off the enemy long enough for them to rush down to the beach, jump on Crazy Quilt's back, and plunge into the root beer ocean. You see, the Inkaboos didn't dare follow them because they were made of blotting paper and would have been soaked to pieces. You'll remember, too, that they discovered their precious silver star floating on the water. And just as Jimmy was about to pick it up, a blue and white polka dot whale rose out of the ocean and...
Swallowed it just like that. Oh, why did that old whale have to go and eat our silver star? I'm getting worrieder and worrieder that we won't get it back in time to put it on our Christmas tree.
We'll do our especially best, Judy. All we can do for now is to wait until he comes up again.
Say, Crazy Quill.
Yes, Jimmy?
Do you know this whale who swallowed our silver star?
Slightly. He invited me out for a clam chowder dinner once. His name is Wesley, and he always has the tummy ache.
How long do you think it'll be before he comes to the top again?
Oh, can't ever tell. What I'm worried about is that he might come up someplace else where we won't see him.
Oh, dear. Whatever will we do?
We'll just have to be patient and wait and hope he shows up somewhere around here.
Speaking of waiting, if we have to wait much longer, I'm vastly afraid you folks won't have any place to wait.
Well, what do you mean, Crazy Quill?
Well, it's this way. I'm not really a watertight dragon, and in order to make any sort of extended sea cruise, I have to go on a special diet. It takes about 4 barrels of corks to put me in the pink.
And you haven't eaten any corks lately?
Not for some time, and if I stay in this root beer ocean very much longer, I'll get waterlogged. Or maybe I should say root beer logged and sink.
Oh, my stuffings. Can't we go someplace where you can dry out?
How about that big rock over there?
An excellent thought, Jimmy. I'll just head in that direction. Be there in a jiffy.
Ahoy! Avast there, belay!
What's the matter, Cinnamon Bear?
There's the whale. He's coming up. Oh, look at him. He's coming
Hello
up.
there, Wesley.
Hello, Crazy Quilt.
How are you, you old blue and white blubberer?
Oh, there you go. Insulting me just because you know I'm a sick whale. Woe is me.
Oh, I was only fooling. What's bothering you now?
Hurry up and tell him about our star.
In a minute, Judy. I said, what's bothering you now, Wesley?
It's a pain I can't quite locate. Oh, dear. It just jumps all around.
I've a pretty good idea what it might be, my drooping denizen of the deep.
Oh, you have? Well, tell me like a good dragon.
Remember about an hour ago you swallowed something floating around here?
Oh, yes, of course. It's just a tea-time snack, nothing heavy.
Maybe so, but what you swallowed was a silver star that belongs to my young friends up here, Judy and Jimmy, and the fellow sitting behind them is Patio Cinnamon.
Hello, folks. Sorry to meet you when I'm feeling so miserable.
No wonder you don't feel good after eating our silver star.
Oh, what a pity. I don't know why I did it, really. I've no appetite at all, just nibble here and there. Oh, whoa, ho, ho.
You're the funniest whale I ever heard of. Never saw anything like you.
Of course you haven't. Oh.
You've never seen a wailing whale until you've looked at me, oh. I've wailed in 11 seas, from Tokyo to Rio. I never smile, I never laugh, I never grin or snicker. It takes too long to smile a smile, a frown is so much quicker. Waily, waily, groan and grumble, deary, dreary dee. Roar and rumble, moon and mumble, woe is me. I wail by day, I wail by night, in winter, spring, and autumn. I wail on top the ocean's waves, or on the ocean's bottom. I'm very fond of tummy aches. In fact, I like to be sick. I thrash the water till it's rough, then float till I get seasick. Waily, waily, groan and grumble, deary, dreary dee. Roar and rumble, moon and mumble, woe is me. Oh, woe is me.
Very nice,
very
Mr.
good,
Whale.
Wesley.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Do you like my voice? I've had considerable comment on it. You ought to hear me cut loose with rock in the cradle of the deep. Many...
You're all right, Wesley, if I may presume to call you that.
Well, that's quite all right. You know what? I think I'd sound much better if I didn't feel so bad.
I should think you would feel bad. That silver star you ate was made of glass.
Yes. What? Glass? Oh, dearie me. Oh, double dearie me. I'm certainly the most unfortunate whale that ever flipped a flipper.
You didn't chew it up, did you?
No, I didn't, but that doesn't help matters any. Glass. Oh, dear. Somebody get a doctor quick. I'm going. I know I'm going.
Oh, of course you're not, Wesley. Just take a good deep breath and see what you can do about returning the star to its rightful owners.
Oh, I'm so indisposed. I think I'm going to faint. What? No smelling salts? Oh, whoa.
Oh, dear. There he goes. And the silver star inside him. What do we do now?
Wait until he comes up again. Maybe he'll feel better then.
Not Wesley. He enjoys poor health.
Oh, what do you say we climb up on that rock like we planned to do? Then Crazy Quilt can get dried out, and we can watch for Wesley to come up to the top again.
Fine. Hold on tight, everybody. Up we go.
Whee!
Ah, here we are. Now, if you'll all get off, I'll take myself a bit of a sunbath.
Sure enough.
Come on, Judy. I'll help you down.
Thanks, Cinnamon Bear.
Pardon me, my friends. I shall retire to a remote corner and stretch me out in the sun. See you later.
Yeah, take a good rest, Crazy Quilt.
Oh, hello.
Hello yourself.
It's a sill, Judy.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to our city.
It isn't a city. It's just a wow.
I know. Just a figure of speech. Welcome anyhow. I'm Samuel, the trained seal.
Like the ones in the circus?
Have you seen them? Amateurs, my boy. Just amateurs. You haven't seen a thing until you've seen me perform.
Well, if you're so good, let's see you.
Not now, Jimmy. Get him to dive down and wake up the wailing whale.
Okay, here's trick number 1.
Too late now, Judy. That pesky seal set on showing himself off.
Oh, it's a thriller, folks. I toss this ball high into the air, turn a somersault, blow a whistle, and catch it on my nose.
What, the whistle?
No, the ball. Now get a load of this, folks. Here goes.
Whee! Look at that, Jimmy.
Excuse me, my friend, but you do the whole show, don't you? Applause and all.
Oh, yes. Do that with my flippers. Just to get my timing right, you know. Must get used to public acclaim.
I'd say it was pretty good, all right.
Oh, pretty good. Nothing. You know, you've never seen a better juggling, balance, and musical act.
Can you dive?
Can a seal dive? I'm Olympic material, I am. Can I dive?
Would you dive down and wake up the wailing whale then? He's got something that belongs to us, and we want him to hurry and give it back.
I thought I saw old Wesley hereabouts a while back. Sure, I'll dive down and wake him up. Oh, I'll give him a nip that will make him start, all right. Watch this form. Now, is this grace? Is this diving? Whoa! Back in a minute, folks.
I hope he can wake up the whale. Maybe he won't be able to find him.
Oh, sure he will.
There's Wesley coming up now.
And there's the seal. Say, that was fast work.
Here he is, folks. Told you I'd wake him up.
What goes on here?
A seal named Samuel just dived down and woke up the wailing whale for us, Crazy Quilt.
Oh, that's very commendable of Samuel.
Don't mention it, my good fellow. Don't mention it.
Oh, woe is me. Woe is me.
What's the matter, Mr. Whale?
Now, that silver star thing of yours is making me most miserable. Here I'm supposed to watch my tummy, and something like this has to happen. Oh, whoa. Oh, this is killing me.
Oh, what are you laughing at, Wesley? First time in my life I ever heard you laugh.
Can't help it. The star's tickling my insides. Caught my throat.
Make him sneeze. He'd cough right up, I bet. Somebody tickle him.
Can't any of us reach him. Crazy Quilt, here, you're the longest. You try.
Sure. Just a minute. I'll use my extra fancy tail. There. Tickle, 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 tickle.
Oh, there it goes.
I've got it.
The seal caught it on his nose.
Watch me juggle this.
Come on, Samuel. Hand over the silver star.
What's this finesse? Poetry in motion. That's what it is. Zoe!
Oh, look, Cinnamon Bear. Here comes Penelope the Pelican flying low. Haven't seen her around here for months.
Sure enough, it's that pesky pelican.
Please give us our star, Samuel. You might drop it and break it in a million pieces.
Not a chance. I never miss. Just let me give it one more throw, and I'll turn it over to you.
Only one more, then. Do you promise?
I promise. This one will be the highest throw ever made by any seal in the world. Stand back, everyone. Hey, you, Penelope the Pelican. Stop flying around over my head so I can make this record throw.
Please hurry, Samuel.
You should never rush an artist, but here goes. Ta-da! You know, that's for the band, you know. And up goes the star, higher and higher and higher.
Look, Judy, look.
Oh, that pelican caught our silver star.
Snatched it right in midair.
Now, isn't that a nice how do you do?
And a nice how do you do it certainly is. Just imagine it. They get their silver star back from the wailing whale, only to have it snatched away by Penelope the Pelican. It's beginning to look very much like Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear will have to go through a lot more trouble to get it back in time to put on top of their Christmas tree. Or maybe they'll have better luck next time. So let's be sure and listen. Now let's take a look at Judy and Jimmy and their friends, the Cinnamon Bear and the Crazy Quilt Dragon. Things seem to be happening left and right. Wesley the Wailing Whale swallowed their silver star and finally got it off his chest when Crazy Quilt tickled him and made him cough it up. Samuel the Seal caught it and started to juggle it. Higher and higher he tossed the star, and then, alack, Penelope the Pelican snatched it in midair, and off she flew. As Cinnamon Bear would say, this is a pretty kettle of halibuts.
Oh, dear. Every time I think about our star, I want to cry. Seems like we just never will get it back. Don't you suppose we ought to just head out into the root beer ocean and keep looking, Cinnamon Bear?
I don't think that would be so wise, Judy.
No, I should say not. Not until I've eaten my 4 barrels of corks. 'Twould be a sad thing for us to get started and then have me get all soaked up with root beer. Oh,
What's funny, Crazy Quilt?
I was just thinking, maybe we could find us a root beer float. Oh,
this is no time for bum jokes, Crazy.
Oh, I thought it rather good myself.
It's not. Now, Judy, I don't think it would do any good to head out into the root beer ocean. We haven't the extra slightest notion of which way the Pelican was flying.
Well, right now I don't care much about anything. I'm so hungry.
Ah, food. Now that you mention it, Jimmy, I could trifle with a few dozen lollipops myself.
And sure, and I haven't had any cinnamon buns for some time. If I want to keep extra special ferocious, I just must have my cinnamon buns.
Suppose we all hop on Crazy Quilt's back and get back to land again.
Capital. I'm all dried out now, and it isn't very far. Climb aboard, my friend.
Yeah, how about those inkaboos? Can't we go further up the coast a bit and avoid them? Soak my stuffing if I ever want to meet up with them again.
None of us would, Cinnamon Bear.
I'll head sort of north by east northerly, and that'll bring us to a shore quite a bit out of their territory.
You've no idea how good that sounds to me ears, Crazy Quilt. Come on, let's
Sure
go.
thing. I'll get you ashore before you can say Jack Robinson.
Jack Robinson.
Oh, that's not fair, Judy. I wasn't ready.
You can't swim that fast, Crazy Quilt, and you know it.
Maybe so, maybe no. But just hang on tight and see how you like this.
He's using his tail for a propeller. Come on, Crazy. Right in the water.
That was a quickie, Crazy Quilt.
I'll say it was.
Oh, I was just poking along,
Oh, you don't say so. Well, if you'd have gone any faster, it would have blown all my fur off.
My goodness, Crazy Quilt. This looks awful steep along here.
Wait a minute. Who's that over there by that big rock?
Why, it's a man. And isn't he funny looking? He hasn't got any sleeves in his coat.
And would you look at that hat? It's so big it completely covers his face.
And look, Judy. Look at all those white rabbits following him. Willikers. Why, there must be about 20 of them.
Oh, it must be. It is.
Is who?
Made my colors if it isn't that measly magician, Mr. Presto.
You mean he's a bad man, Crazy Quilt?
Oh, no, not that, but he's a bad magician. He takes magic lessons by correspondence.
He means by mail, Judy.
Right, and he insists on trying his half-baked magic on everything and anybody. Last time I met up with him, he practiced a bit on me. I shall never forget it.
Well, what did he do, Crazy Quilt?
Pride will not permit me to tell you, Jimmy. My Crazy Quilt ancestors would turn over in their graves.
Greetings, my old friend Crazy Quilt. Greetings and salutations. So glad to see you again. And how's your Uncle Gregory?
He seems very pleasant, Crazy Quilt.
I refuse to make further comment. For a minute, anyway.
If he's a magician, maybe he can help us get our silver star back.
Well. This is a treat if I do say so. And who are your friends, Crazy Quilt?
Oh, hello, Presto. May I make you acquainted with Judy and Jimmy and Paddy O'Cinnamon?
How do you do? Any friend of Crazy Quilt's is a friend of mine, as I always say. So glad to see you. And how are you?
How's about a few carrots, huh? Us rabbits is going to get tough if you don't crack through with some grub, and we don't mean maybe, see?
Pardon me, Mr. Presto, but did that white rabbit say that, or are you a ventriloquist?
No, that was the rabbit, unfortunately. I produced him and about 20 others while I was doing my homework on magic lesson number 4. I take magic lessons by mail, very good, too, but after I produced all these rabbits out of my hat, I couldn't get rid of them. Keep following me around all the time and yelling for carrots. Very annoying, very annoying.
But if you're a magician, why don't you make them disappear? Then they wouldn't bother you.
Alas, I'm unable to do that. Lesson number 5 on how to make white rabbits disappear with nothing up your sleeve was lost in the mail.
Oh, that's too bad. By the way, Mr. Presto, if you don't mind my saying so, I think you ought to get a hat that fits you. It keeps slipping down all over your face all the time. It's twice too big for you.
Good business, fellow, just good business. I'm twice as good as any magician living. Gotta have a hat twice as big.
Ah, maybe so, Presto. But inasmuch as it's resting on your Adam's apple most of the time, it seems to me you're talking through your hat.
Scorn me if you will, Crazy Quilt, but so help me Houdini if you don't mind your tongue. One of these days when I get to lesson 23, I'll turn you into a lounge lizard. And
Says
then
you moldy old magician. Why, I'll pull your hat so far down over your face you'll be able to wear it for a skirt.
Here, control yourself, boys. Control yourself. Calm down.
That's what I say. Besides, I want to ask Mr. Presto here some special questions.
Only too happy to accommodate you, young man. Only too happy to accommodate
what
you.
I want to know is, why don't you have any sleeves in your coat?
Simple, my child, simple. If I don't have any sleeves, folks will know I have nothing up them.
And are you a good magician, Mr. Presto?
Good, I'm slightly terrific. I'll demonstrate.
Well, there's only one kind of magic we'd be interested in right now. We're awful hungry. Can you get us something to eat?
Food, simplest thing in the world. Learn that in lesson 15. That is the fundamental. So happens that the great Presto is a snozzaroo when it comes to producing eatables. Your orders, please, just name it.
Cinnamon buns for me with currants and plain icing.
Not that I think you can produce anything, Presto, but I could toy with about 3 Loganberry lollipops.
Well, I want something that's regular food. You can make mine a ham and egg sandwich, and you don't have to toast it either.
I think I'd like that too, Mr. Presto.
All simple stuff. I'll start with the ham and egg sandwiches first. I place my hat on the ground, cover it with my kerchief, a few choice words, hocus pocus, ipso facto, abracadabra, and erasmatag. Remove the handkerchief from the hat and...
You've got the makings all right, but I don't think I could eat a real live pig and a chicken.
Up to your old stuff, eh, Presto?
Am I mortified? So sorry. Million apologies. How about a few card tricks?
I'm afraid you're a frost, Presto. Now, how about finding lost things? Are you any good at that?
Right down my alley. Lesson 17. What have you lost?
It's our silver star, Mr. Presto. It belongs on top of our Christmas tree, and we just got to get it back.
Silver star? Excuse me while I go into a quick trance. Oh, I'm getting it. Oh, it's traveling over water. Oh, a bird has it. A pelican has it.
That's more like it.
You're all right, Presto. You're all right.
If you're so good at knowing where things are, perhaps your magic can bring back Penelope the pelican, back with the silver star.
Simplicity itself. In a moment, you'll see her step out of my silk hat. Watch a wave of the wand this time. And behold the pelican.
That's no pelican. It's a halibut.
What's going on? Nothing sacred anymore, not even a halibut. Please do, sir, and goodbye.
Oh, please. Just a slight error someplace. Let me try again. Behold.
Don't look now, Presto, but I think you've got something there.
Why, it's a penguin.
Yes, a penguin I am, and if I may say so, raspberries to all of you. Goodbye.
Please, I beg of you, just one more chance.
All right, but this is the last time.
Behold.
You did it. It's Penelope.
Hooray!
That this should happen to me. Penelope Perry the Pelican, descended from a long line of respectable pelicans. You'll answer for this. I'll write a letter, that's what I'll do. You'll hear from me, sir. How dare you interrupt a blue-blooded pelican when she's flying along and minding her own business? Why, your cheap vaudeville magic jerked me so violently, I thought I'd lose my back feathers, and then to be pulled out of a silk hat. Let's see the label. Oh, cheap stuff, and second-hand at that.
Where's our silver star you took away from the seal when he was juggling it?
Oh, that thing. A pretty bauble, too. Well, I was flying over the island of Obi when this 10th-rate magician jerked the daylights out of me, and I dropped it.
Oh, dear.
Did you see where it landed on the island?
How could I? It all happened like a flash. And now, if you ruffians are quite finished, good day. And wait till my congressman hears about this, the very idea.
Oh, whatever will we do now? We're farther away from the silver star than ever.
Oh, don't cry, Judy. Be a regular twin, not a sniffly girl.
All right, Jimmy.
Well, Presto, what have you to say for yourself now?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. I am abject. I am prostrate. I feel like a snake in the grass.
What?
Goodness, he is a snake in the grass.
Well, sure enough, he turned right into one. And watch him wriggle away.
And let's hope he stays that way for some time. He's nothing but a nuisance.
So that's that. Well, let's not waste our time crying about what's happened. Let's start off and look for something to eat and a boat to get us over to the island of Obi.
You're right, Cinnamon Bear. Let's see what's around the other side of this rock. Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Crazy Quill.
Okay, Judy.
All right,
Oh,
but
run
be
around.
careful.
All right.
Mind
Watch out of
your
your
feet.
rock. It's slippery. Oh,
What's this? Look, right up against the rock.
Why, it's a chest. And it looks like a pirate chest that you read about.
Why, so it does. And see what's written on it. Private property of Captain Taffy. Hands off.
Let's open it. Maybe there's gold in it.
No, I'll take this side, and Jimmy, you take that other side over there.
Gee, Willikers, listen.
Wow! We're surrounded.
Pirates, we're done for.
Pirates? That's bad. Yes, indeed. From all I've read and heard about pirates, they're not especially good people to meet up with. Not at all. And next time we'll find out just what's in store for poor Judy and Jimmy and Cinnamon Bear and Crazy Quilt. We left Judy and Jimmy and their friends in a pretty tight spot last time. You probably remember how Mr. Presto, the correspondence school magician, made several passes at his big silk hat and conjured up Penelope the Pelican, who had made off with the silver star. Unfortunately, however, when Mr. Presto exerted his magic power to pull Penelope back, he did it so violently that she dropped the star on the island of Obi. Then, to crown their misfortunes, they were about to open an interesting-looking chest, which they found on the beach, when all of a sudden they were surrounded by pirates. And I must say, they looked most ferocious.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm so scared. What do you suppose these pirates will do to us?
Willikers, I don't know, Judy. Gee, we didn't even touch their chest.
What right have you pirates to molest us? We were minding our own business.
You'll find out soon enough, won't he, mateys? Hey, we can't take this dragon. He's too big for the rowboat.
Maybe he'll be able to rescue us like he did before.
I sure hope so.
You two children in the bear, you follow us.
Where do you want to take us?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I sure would, all right. And what's more, you can't take Judy and Patio Cinnamon and me if you don't tell us.
Well. Now, what would you do, huh?
Well, why should I tell you if you won't tell me where you're taking us?
Hey, he'd make a good pirate, wouldn't he, matey? Well, my little landlubber, I'll tell you. We're taking you with us on board our ship.
Me too?
Oh, definitely you.
Well, why me?
Well, you're all far too curious for your own good. You'll know in good time.
If you don't need me, I have a very pressing engagement.
Oh, you can go whenever you like. The sooner the better. Scat!
In spite of your undignified rejoinder, I take my leave.
Goodbye, Crazy Quilt Dragon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Crazy Quilt, old pal.
Goodbye, my friend. Just wait until I find a few barrels of corks. Goodbye.
Well, all ready? Forward. One-Eyed Joe and Black Ben, take the treasure chest. Barnaby Bright, you and Cox and Charlie stand by to shove off the boat.
Aye.
And the rest of you assist our friends into the boat.
I don't like the way they're laughing at all.
It does have a very unpleasant ring to my ears.
Jimmy, take my hand.
All right. I won't let them hurt you, Judy, no matter what.
Are we all ready? Then let's go. All hands to the oars. Shove off. There, we're off. Heave ho, my hearties. For the ship. Heave. Ho! Heave. Ho! Heave. Ho! Heave. Ho!
I sight the ship, mate.
Ahoy, the Susie Q! Ahoy, below! What do you report? Treasure and captives!
Oh, Jimmy, now we're captives again. I hope they won't treat us like those old Incaboos.
Oh, I don't think so, Judy. After all, those Incaboos were just blotter people. And these pirates are folks just like us. And maybe they won't want to make pirates out of us.
Excuse me. I never could be a sailor, much less a pirate. These ocean waves are very hard on my stuffing.
Ahoy above! Ahoy below! Throw us a rope! Aye, aye. Let down the gangplank. We have a lady with us. A lady!
Oh, no, I'm not a lady. I'm just a little girl.
Madam, you may be just a little girl at home, but with pirates, you're a lady. May I offer you an arm?
No, thank you, Mr. Pirate. If I have to go, I want Jimmy to go with me. We're twins.
As you wish, madam. Up you go. And now the bear. All right, hoist the longboat. Aye, aye. And now, where may we conduct our captives to Captain Taffy?
He's on the bridge, mate.
Thanks. This way, please.
Oh, dear.
Gee whiz, this sure is a big ship, all right. What did he call it?
I believe he called it the Susie Q.
And now I bring you before our jolly captain. Captain, our prisoners.
Welcome to our pirate ship.
Now, just a minute. Judy's my twin sister, and I gotta take care of her. And if you're gonna make us walk the plank and everything, you better look out, all right.
Well, who said anything about walking planks?
Aren't you pirates? And don't pirates make people walk planks?
Only old-fashioned pirates. Bosun, pipe the chest before us.
Aye, aye.
Open her up.
Oh. Why, it's all candy.
Sure enough.
Gee, toffee and caramel. Chocolate creams. Oh, my goodness.
Cinnamon sticks, my favorite brand.
You see, we're a new kind of pirates.
What do you mean by that?
We'll tell you all about ourselves in our song. Barnaby Bright, strike up our chanting.
Aye, sir.
We're known as candy buccaneers and pirating's our pleasure. We never hunt for buried gold 'cause candy is our treasure. The very thought of pirate food is quite enough to bore us. But when we sight a candy bar, we shout and sing this chorus. Candy ho, there's candy to the starboard. Sing yo ho ho and a bottle of pop. Candy ho, there's candy to the starboard. Sing yo ho ho and a bottle of pop. Walking planks and fighting duels may be quite fine and dandy, but if there's fighting to be done, we'd rather fight for candy. We're very fond of jelly beans, of lollipops and taffy, and when we capture chocolate fudge, we're positively daffy. Candy ho, there's candy to the starboard. Sing yo ho ho and a bottle of pop. Candy ho, there's candy to the starboard. Sing yo ho ho and a bottle of pop.
Isn't it marvelous, Jimmy?
Oh, it sure
My
is.
goodness, what a relief. Bless my stuffing. I've lived in and around the island maybe for some time, but I never heard of candy pirates.
Well, we don't touch the mainland much, my friend. We mostly keep to the islands.
Islands? Did you ever sail near the island of Obi?
Often. In fact, quite often. Yes, it's one of our favorite anchorages.
Do you think you might be going there pretty soon?
Well, that depends. Well, we might just as well head in that direction as any. Have you some special reason in mind?
We certainly have, Captain. Our silver star's on there.
Silver Star.
Oh, yes. You see, it belongs on our Christmas tree.
Oh. Well, the Candy Pirates would be most happy to aid you in your search for the Silver Star. We'll hoist anchor and sail for the island immediately.
That'll be fine. Do you think it'll take long?
Oh, not very. How long does it generally take, pilot?
Well, depends on the wind, Captain. It's pretty good today. Oh, not more than an hour or so.
Good. Bosun, pipe up the anchor.